Guys, welcome to this week's video, Tiffany's Notebook, the casual version. I just found out that my previous videos have been a little bit too formal because I wanted to make it like an introduction videos for the marketing beginner students to understand the concept of marketing. But then I realized that it's not the case for this class. So starting this week, I'll be introducing a new form of my channel and I'll work through my reflections with some of my personal insights. And let's get started! First, let's start looking at the media planning. Media planning is basically like distributing the right message to the right people at the right time and with the right frequency. And I also want to add here a right distribution channel, if that's not supply chain speaking. The distribution channel is like a type of media that we want to pass our message to our target market. And I am familiar with the idea of right people, because I've been studying STP for years and years. But the right time and the right frequency, they are like new ideas to me. The right time, I can think of like an actual example in my life is that I have been playing a game for 5 years and I realized that this game company, they always post their news or their new events on the 12 p.m. noon on every Thursday. So they always post their news on Thursday 12 noon, and that is something I noticed, but I never really realized what is the logic behind its posting time. Maybe it is near the weekend and maybe it is to be consistent with the game itself, the event schedule. I believe they have a strong marketing team behind that to making sure why they're picking this time. I believe 12 p.m. would be like a time when people have been taking lunch break from their work or school and start to looking on phone, and then they can discuss the new events for the rest of the day. By looking at the idea of at the right time, it just like pop into my mind and saying, okay, this is something I need to look into it. So marketing is about like something you've been experiencing every day in your daily life, but you don't really realize what is the logic behind the things that are happening behind you. And I think this is important as we're taking marketing. We're exploring the logic behind our life, and we're now trying to control the logic as the marketers. And this is very interesting to me. Now moving on to shared media. I am familiar with the different forms of media, such as the paid media, owned media, and the earned media. But the shared media, it is something new to me. I can think of example which is based on the game that I mentioned. There is a Chinese brand called Weibo that is quite like a Chinese Twitter, and they have a function called Super Topic. The Super Topic is basically a fan page under the Weibo, and the Super Topic is under controlled by a manager, and the manager is the official business account of the game company. And the manager doesn't contribute much content to the super topic, and the majority of the participants who post the contents on the super topic are the game players. It is very cool that how this platform consists of so many different parties, people, the customers, the game company, Weibo account, and the Weibo platform itself. And this is like a media that is shared with all the different parties. And it never came to me as a technical term of what can this media is, but by learning the professional idea behind this logic, it increases my deeper understanding of marketing. And this kind of creativity also helps me to develop a more interactive ideas of platforms and how the brand can interact with customers. The big data is definitely affecting the media these days. As we can see for Netflix, YouTube, and Spotify, they use algorithm to create a personalized information for you on your front page, and that is the power of digital algorithm. There is the concern of privacy, but that is beyond our control. However, this kind of big data and this kind of personification does raise a concern of information cocoons, and I have been experiencing that in my days, in my life. So what I've done is that after I've been seeing a bunch of the similar contents, I just start clicking not interested to clear my preference. So the platform can stop sending me the exact similar contents. However, the digital media today are definitely using the big data and algorithm to try to personalize and to customize their products for the customers, and that is the key idea of product differentiation and targeting the targeted customers, in which then the companies such as Meta, Facebook, and Google can step in to push to use the correct media and to send the correct message to the correct people at the right time at the right frequency. And now I want to start talk about the reach, frequency, and continuity. I am very familiar with the idea of reach and frequency because I've taken an electronic marketing course, and I'm familiar with the idea of cost per thousand impression, cost per click, cost per conversion. But the continuity is definitely a new concept to me that I think how long the ad is on air is going to affect how long it's going to take to affect the customer, and the customer are taking the time to react to the ad. And also speaking on reach and frequency, I think reach is more into the mass advertising, as its targeting is the mass population, trying to having a effect on a large population, while the frequency is more targeting on a small population but with a higher purchasing power. So it's like a niche market, but it's more loyalty, and it's more a smaller market that's focusing on the targeted market. And that's why I believe that for the companies optimizing in the reach advertising, they would prefer to have TV and radio as they reach to a higher population. But for the frequency advertising optimization, that is when the digital marketing really gets into the game with all the algorithms such as Meta, Facebook, and the Google Analytics, so they can start really to targeting the correct, precise targeted customers and to increase on their impressions of the ad. I must say that I was surprised when I saw that 87% of Canadians are still watching TV, and 87% of that are still watching the live TV. Because personally speaking, I stopped watching live TV ever since I was 11 years old, and ever since that I watched on-demand TV using some platforms. So I was very surprised to see that number, and I realized that how the mass advertising is still taking effect in nowadays, and the radios that high of reach that I did not expect to see. Because also personally speaking, I have never heard a radio in my life. Whenever I heard a radio in my mom's car, I would turn that off because it made me headache. I think that's my personal issue. And when I start driving my own car, I just put on Spotify, listen to music. No radio in my life. I must say I was surprised to see these two numbers. So it also helped me to understand more of the current marketing days. And also, one thing that I was not surprised is that I saw a transition from the live TV to the on-demand TV, looking to now the smart TVs that include YouTube and the Netflix and Disney Plus. I think that is also a transition from the mass advertising to the targeted advertising, maybe from a reach to a frequency, as the now digital marketing are progressing aggressively. So all the digital data company, they have the power to really targeting to the correct customers with the, as we mentioned, the channel, the media, the time, the right message, the right people, and the right frequency. And these are being controlled by the digital companies. And so I think the transition from a live TV to an on-demand TV is also accelerating this transition of from mass advertising and to the on-demand, to the targeted frequency advertising. Overall, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you liked my new style of my channel, and let's see you next week.